Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This still feels strange for me to be saying that on camera. Today is a slightly different style of a video. I have collated a load of videos of things that I've been up to since last summer that have been focusing on my well-being, and you may have seen my previous videos about my journey with PTSD. I've talked about medication, I've talked about therapy, but one thing I haven't really talked about is the things that I've done day to day by myself. So I've sort of had my mind opened to lots of other things. It started by spending more time in nature and leaning into sort of health and wellness. Now that I have a bit more time on my hands to do that. So I just thought I would put a video together of different clips throughout that time. I will narrate some of the earlier clips because they were taken back in August and September last year, which was when I was really in the depths of struggling. So I've managed to take videos but not talk because at that time I was very stated on medication. So I'm not going to go on for much longer because I don't want this video to be too long. One thing I will say though is bear with me because I might be talking about things that seem a bit strange, like crystals. I don't think you'll have seen in one of my videos before. It's not something that I've had in my life before, but I want to take you through the journey as to how I've got into those and why I now have a little bit of a belief system forming around them. But yeah, straight back into where it all started with spending more time outdoors, and I just hope that you're able to grab a cup of tea and sit back and go through this journey with me because it's been very interesting. So this was August. I had just told my grandparents that I was starting my therapy journey and they insisted on coming with me to the caravan for a weekend. It was just really wholesome and lovely to spend time with them. They were so worried about me, they treated me like I was made out of glass, but it was just a lovely time away with them.
Oh. Give it a bit of a rest now, Jim.
Eddie, come on, this one here.
Is that a sheep or a dog?
No, that's a sheep. Yeah, it's a sheep. Sheep have long tails.
She got it.
Good girl, Till. Did she get it out of the bush again?
Yeah. To the branch, she's a pinch off the branch.
Good girl. Love her. She's knackered now.
She is. Give her a little rest, Jim.
So very well camping and having a nice time at the caravan until it's pouring down and you've got to empty your toilet. So life's not all that it seems sometimes, is it? This was a gorgeous evening back at home on the Wirral with my sister Amelia. There's a lovely lady called Vicky who runs beach yoga sessions during the summer months, and it's just beautiful, especially when the sun's setting. This really helped me get into my yoga journey. She obviously runs them for free, you can leave a donation. It was just really nice whilst I was in the depths of things to be outdoors and do something so wholesome. Then as we moved into September, after things had got particularly bad for me, I had started medication and had health professionals coming into the house. Chris decided it would be a really good time to spend some time together, and he booked me a stay at Ragdale Horse Spa in Leicestershire. It was absolutely beautiful. It's a spa that I'd had my eyes on for a while. It's not cheap, but they first opened a long time ago as a wellness space, so you could go there with a pure focus on wellness, and you can see that it has been purpose built for that. People would go on retreats. The spa is insane. There's an outdoor area, an indoor area that's like a journey, like a thermal journey that you follow along. There's another outdoor pool that you can access from there. There's so many different small spaces for reflection, loads of different steam rooms and saunas. And after a few weeks of being at home and having a lot of intense help and support, it was beautiful to just switch off, be in such a zen space, and know that that's what I was there for, and really give myself the space to enjoy it. That was the first time in a few weeks that I actually felt like myself and wasn't just in the pits of fear and worry. This place is massive, so big. Nighttime's definitely a good time to come. It's 9:05. It closes at 10, and there's no one here at all. The floor's lovely and warm. People coming, so I'm gonna check in whilst we're on our own, but I just wanted to show you my new favourite spot. Here we go. I've cracked my camera so I can't actually put it on a wide lens to show you everything that obviously we can see all at once, but here is my new favourite spot. I don't know how to describe it and whether you can even see it on camera, but the lake like glistens in the sun here, and I've never seen it on another lake like this. It's absolutely magical. This is by far my favourite spot. It's just me until today. How clear the water is. This is Wales. How amazing. That bit's just the most insane. But yeah, I can hear cars, so it sounds like other people might be coming, so I'll just show you around quickly. This is another little bit. I've been here to read my book a few times. Look at that. It's amazing. I forgot my hammock today, but this tree here is a perfect spot for a hammock. Look at this sunshine. Just incredible. What do you think, Till? Hey? A few weeks into my recovery, I was really aware that being outdoors was extremely helpful to me, so I was trying to spend 1 or 2 nights a week at the caravan whilst the weather was enjoyable, and my beautiful friend Lucy actually drove for 5 hours to spend time with me. After a phone call, she didn't know what state I was going to be in. I had to miss our other friend Lucy's hen do because I was so sedated on medication and just was not in the right headspace. But Lucy, bless her, turned up not knowing what she was going to be dealing with, but thankfully that weekend I was in a really good headspace. So we had a sunrise hike up Mynydmore, which is a beautiful mountain just outside of the Snowdonia mountain range, and days like this really kept me going during that period. She looks strong. So I'm definitely experimenting with things here. I'm only really into caramel lattes in public, so I'm not sure how to use this machine properly, and I know that coffee connoisseurs will be thinking that I've just totally ruined whatever this intenso one is. But, well, I don't have an answer, sorry about that. I'm having a coffee and I was about to have a biscuit, but then I realised that I'm a bit hungrier than biscuit. But I'm on some medication that I have to be careful what I eat because you're likely to put weight on. So at the moment I'm having porridge as a snack. So I would like to have something a bit more exciting, for fuck's sake. But I do have sore teeth. I've been to the dentist and the hygienist and had a full clean. That's the only time I've been out this week, was to go there for them to tell me that my teeth are wobbly and I need to get fixed retainers. So that was really great, just what I needed to hear. So yeah, I'm checking in because making posh coffee out of the machine is the most exciting thing to report at the moment. I'm just going to eat this, and I don't know if you can hear in the background, there's a Beatles documentary playing. Last voiceover from me as I begin to get more chatty in these videos. Here's one of my dates from the book From the Artist's Way when I went to Chester. I think I'm going to talk about that a little bit more as the video progresses, but here's a few clips that I took on the day. It was my first day out in public. I'd been out the house but in nature, and this was my first day out in society again. Is that doggy there? Who is it? Okay, so last night wasn't great. I couldn't sleep. I messed my medication up and didn't get it ordered, so I actually really struggled to sleep, and then I was like worrying, thinking, am I ever going to be able to sleep again without this medication? So that's not great. So by the time I actually woke up this morning and got myself like up, fed, dressed, the sun had gone. It was lovely and sunny all morning, and the rain has appeared, which isn't great. Now I very nearly didn't come out, but I've decided no, we're gonna go out even if we just go and sit in a coffee shop somewhere. I've just had to buy Tilly a lead, so we're gonna go out now, and I've come out even though it's raining, but I'm gonna have to put my coat on and Tilly's coat on, and we're gonna go and find somewhere. She's gonna hate me in a minute when she realises she's getting out in the rain. Are you a beautiful girl? You're a scruff, aren't you? You're a scruff. You need a bath and a trim. Yes. Got your coat on? The sun's come out. There we go, we waited long enough. And now we can go for a walk in the sunshine. Come on, Tiff. It's a windy one today. The last time I came here, I saw dolphins. Yes, Tilly, I did. Hello. Today is the 17th of October, and I wasn't planning on doing a video, hence what I look like, because I've just been cleaning. But it is a new moon tonight, and something that I haven't really talked about yet, that I have been spending a lot of time and energy on, is looking into crystals and trying to look at some of the more natural things in life that I can turn my focus to, rather than things like social media. So obviously the moon is a more natural thing in life than being online. So I have had a little look at what significance the moon brings and what people who hold beliefs around that do. And one thing that I did do last month on the new moon that I thoroughly enjoyed was I wrote a list of things that I wanted to leave behind. That I went outside, watched the moon for a little while and set a light. So I was actually in Wales at the caravan at the time, and honestly when I stepped outside the caravan I thought somebody had switched the light on in either their caravan or an awning, because it was so bright. The moon was so bright, and apparently tonight's moon is going to be even brighter. So I have a full list of things that I'd like to leave behind. So I've started them with I leave behind, and then I've written down what I leave behind. I will read through those this evening and set them on fire. Now, if nothing else, I will be enjoying being outside in nature, hopefully with a nice beautiful view of the moon. Hopefully the clouds clear up a bit, and I will be consciously making a decision on things that I'd like to change. So for all those non-believers out there, if nothing else, then I've given myself a little bit of clarity on what I don't want to take forward in life. Now the next area is where it gets a little bit interesting. I'm interested in it. I've written myself a set of manifestations, so a set of statements that I want to believe moving forward. So things that I'd like to be in myself and things that I'd like to happen. Now what I'm going to be doing with these is leaving these with a jar of water on top, and for those that believe in it, the obviously if you left a jar of water in the sun, that water would get warm because of the sunlight shining on it. So there is some science that any of us can believe that the power or the light that comes from the sun affects the water in the jar. Now a lot of people believe that under the new moon things charge, so that water is going to be charged by the power of the new moon and sat on top of these manifestations. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be leaving this out under the moon for the night, sat on the foundation of my manifestations and charged by the moon. Believe what you will. The other area is crystals. Now I'm not going to talk in depth about my crystals at the moment because I'm still in a little bit of a learning phase myself. but I will be also leaving, this isn't all of my crystals, some of them are in my coat because I wanted them with me the other day. I also had the experience of seeing the Northern Lights the other night from my garden. So anything that's a sort of natural phenomenon like that all links back into crystals and the moon and all these things. So I popped my crystals outside to charge there as well. So yes, that was a very unplanned video. Please do excuse the state of me. I am going to do a longer video talking about my crystals and why I've started them, but for now I'm going to document what I get up to this evening, so I needed that little bit of an introduction. Okay, here she is, the full moon. So here's my cleanse. So this is the things that I want to get rid of. And then here are my manifestations. So they go underneath here. I'm using a bowl here. Please be careful if you're doing this at home. And last but not least, I've got my crystals. Now I am a newbie to this and there might be a better way of doing this, but for now, this is what I know. Is that what you think I've been doing? What song is it? To the window! To the wall!
What's that?
Here's an impression of what Chris thinks I've been doing in the garden. What film was it off? The Proposal.
Yeah.
Where she's like, ew, 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 and then she's going, to the window! To the walls! Sweat drops down my balls. Oh, you bitches. Oh, Chris, we really, there's somebody out there. We actually do need to get curtains. I wasn't actually doing anything like that though. Oh God. Oh, wait. Hello, Mrs. This is Maple. These Maple's toys. She's staying with us for the weekend. Hello. She doesn't like the camera, do you? Yeah, she's with us for the weekend, so we've got dog stuff everywhere. But this, I just wanted to document that it is the 19th of October, Saturday the 19th, and it's actually warm enough for me to be spending some time outside today. Look at that. So yeah, before I head outside and get stage fright, because I think the neighbours might also be outside, I thought I'd just check in. I'm making a couple of different videos at the moment, so I don't know whether this is going to end up in my one about my crystal journey or whether it's going to end up in the one about this book, The Artist's Way. So whichever one it ends up in, if you're not watching the other one, watch the other one. I thought I'd just introduce a couple of my crystals that I have with me today whilst I'm doing that. And again, I think I've mentioned before, I'm not a professional. I don't know exactly what it is that I'm doing with this. And excuse the sun blaring in, but I'm actually loving it, so we're going to deal with it. There's three that I've got with me whilst I'm doing this sort of personal development work. I wear this all the time. This has got some clear quartz in it, and that, I believe, just sort of amplifies your energy and cleanses any sort of negative energies. supposed to help with focus as well, so that's quite good to just sort of have on all the time, because I have been very like, my concentration levels have been awful for the last couple of months, so that's really helpful. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different crystals that I've been working with recently, but the ones that I'm working on today are, this one here is, and I might not be saying this right, but I think I am, so this is carnelian. I feel like I'm like naming my things and showing them to you. So there you go, this is carnelian, and I picked this one up because I really like the little markings inside it. Can you see that? There you go. I painted my own nails yesterday as well, just to treat myself, and put fake tan on, not because I'm doing anything, but because I just needed a bit of a self boost. So carnelian, and my notes on this is that it helps with courage, confidence, creativity, motivation, love, passion, and it's connected to the root and solar plexus. So I'm not going to talk about chakras here because that's something that I'm learning about separately, but with this helping with sort of confidence, courage, creativity and motivation, I think that's handy for me to have with me whilst I am doing my therapy, but also whilst I'm working on the Artist's Way book. The next one, this is citrine, so this is sort of, this was lighter than some of the others that were with it when I was choosing it, but I really like the feel of this one and the shape of it. It just feels nice to just like have on me. So this is personal power and abundance, spiritual growth, prosperity and success. So again, everything that I'm working on this week within this book is all around spiritual growth and prosperity, so that feels like a good connection to what I'm working on. And then lastly, now this is one I'm probably going to say wrong, but this is lapis lazuli. So whoever knows things out there is probably laughing their head off at my pronunciation of that, but this one's a lovely, again, and you can tell that I watch the people on YouTube because I know how to do this. This one's a lovely like blue grey colour, and this is one that I've not worked with so much as the others. I feel like these two I tend to pair up and have in my pocket when I'm trying to have conversations about the future, and if nothing else, like it's just the stimulus, like self-stimulus. I always have to fiddle with something with my hands, so these are really lovely for that, if nothing else. But this last one, people who are into their crystals talk about this as the wisdom keeper, and that is said to enlighten the mind, promote self-awareness and overcome fears and trauma and boost your intuition. So this is something that as I progress through my therapy, a lot of it's around childhood trauma, but it's also about like having that next level of insight of looking internally about myself and how I work. So I'm using these three as I work through the Artist's Way pages. So at the end of each week I check in. I have three questions to answer where I check in on the week. I have a section where I have to read about what the next week is all about, and then after that I have there's usually around 10 tasks for the week, so I like to have one day allocated to do each of those pieces throughout the book. Morning pages that I write every morning, and I take myself out on an artist date as well. But whilst the sun is shining, it's a very rare occasion that I can sit outside in October, so I'm gonna take myself outside. I've got my crystals, I've got my book, and that is the plan for the next hour. I hope you enjoyed my awful pronunciation about my crystals. Okay, I wasn't gonna share this, and maybe I won't, but I've just been doing some reflection work as part of the Artist's Way. One of the weeks I went and bought myself some oracle cards that I've never used before. But I saw these in the shop and I just thought they were absolutely, let me see if I can get them in a place where you can see it. They were just so lovely to me. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get them and they can sort of help me at the moment while I'm feeling lost. I've sort of been looking a lot more into like crystals. I went to see a psychic, I've had Reiki, so I've been doing lots more about these, but this is an Astral Realms crystal oracle card set, and I felt like it was a good day to set some incense and sit in the sun and do some of these. So I went for a 5-card spread. So I picked 5 cards, turned them all over. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled the deck. I'm going to just share mine because I feel like this is absolutely spot on to everything I've just been writing about in my journal. So card 1 signifies your current overall energetic placement. And my first card that I pulled out is abundance. And a lot of my questions that I'm asking myself at the moment is, how can I achieve everything that I want? How can I manage to balance everything? And how can I ensure that money can still flow? So that's really interesting that that's like my overall energetic placement, because I've started to worry a little bit about money, which is something that I've not worried about before. And then secondly, card 2 addresses your current concerns or complications. Direction. So I've literally been having conversation after conversation, even this morning with my friends, about which way I want to go with my life, what I want to do with my career path. And there's a couple of options in front of me and I just don't know which one to take. And then card 3 reveals the hidden factors that may be affecting your current situation. And I've got insight there. So I think I keep saying to myself in therapy that I feel like I'm holding myself back with like everything I'm going through at the moment and gaining that insight. So revealing the hidden factors that may be affecting your current situation. Again, I've been talking about this. Card 4 represents new ideas, people or things that can help you grow further. I pulled expansion, so again, that's really aligned, isn't it? So expanding my horizons. Opal is the crystal on this card and I'm wearing an opal bracelet at the moment because I'm hoping that that is going to sort of help me grow into this new space that I feel that I'm in. So that's funny that I've opened that for the new ideas. And then card 5 indicates what you need to be more aware of within yourself and its expression. And I've sort of hidden myself away for a long time now, the last couple of months. And I'm just now sort of finding how to talk about that to people around me that I've shut myself off from. So yeah, I just was a bit blown away by the accuracy of the cards that I've pulled here for what the guidance is. So I'm about to now read this sort of direction and activation guidance for each of these cards in this book. So I'm about to read through them. But yes, it freaked me out, so I thought I'd freak you out too. There you have it. So yeah, I think I was going to do a separate video about crystals, but actually what I found is that my artist state and the sort of spiritual element of this book that I touched on when I started talking about it last time is all coming in together. So here we are, here's one video about all of it. So I will have inserted by this stage some videos about my oracle cards that I picked up. Again, I walked into a shop just because I could smell the incense and I thought I'll go and buy myself some incense sticks. And I ended up walking out with oracle cards, but not only oracle cards, crystal oracle cards. So yeah, I ended up using a couple of those the other day whilst I was working on the stages of the book. So I talked about these 3, so whether I've just talked about them already or I'm about to put them in, they'll be in there I have lost my clear quartz that I bought, which was the first one that I bought, but I've heard that if you lose one then you no longer need it, but there is some clear quartz in my bracelet that I'm tending to wear each day, so I'm not too sad about that. The other one, I mean, I sort of didn't know where to start, so one of the guys in one of the shops that I've been to was really helpful. He sort of said that there's 7 that you should start with because they sort of align to your different chakras. So I went for the rose quartz as well, which I like. I really like that one. I really like the colour of it. Love, peace and acceptance. So just rub this around, you know, when Chris is annoying me, I'm joking. The amethyst I have I keep this next to my bed because that's what all the guidance is. And I've also got that as a bracelet that I bought on one of my other artist's date. I went into like a little gift shop, and I went over and there was like mood rings, and I was really interested in them because I loved them as a kid. But I ended up being attracted to this little bracelet. So amethyst, the purple one, physical, emotional and spiritual healing, connected to the crown chakra, protect against negativity. And then these last 2 that I find really interesting. So this is jasper. This one is supposed to be really helpful in reducing anxiety and stress and promoting mental clarity and focus. This one, which is black tourmaline. Now I have read that you're supposed to keep this by your front door, but I have been carrying these around if I've had to leave the house or if I've had to go and speak to somebody that I have felt nervous to speak to, because I have not really been out and about much lately. But this is black tourmaline, supposed to be for grounding and connection to the earth, which I like. I remember this from reading from when I picked it in the shop as having like an invisibility cloak to negativity. So it creates a shield around you, which I guess is quite a nice thought process. So really just having them in my pocket and being able to like rub them when I was nervous to go out or nervous to be around certain people or situations, I was laughing to myself in my head as a person who's very sort of, I would probably say I've been atheist the last section of my life. I was brought up Catholic, but since my mum passed away I've sort of shut out any belief of any sort of spirituality that I've had. So for me to then have a belief system starting to form around having rocks in my pocket has been, if nothing else in that moment, it was just like it took the edge off the situation for me, because I was like laughing to myself in my head about the fact that I had an invisibility cloak around me because I was carrying this little crystal. So like I've said, and I hope to be sharing, this is new to me. I'm absolutely not an expert in this whatsoever. I would like to see myself as somebody who's like experimenting with it and maybe doing a bit of myth busting for people like myself not fully aware of it, and just sort of disproving like people thinking that you have to walk around in bare feet and hug trees or whatever to enjoy this sort of thing in life. There's evidence in how I've been using them to show that actually I have got through a couple of situations with these in my pocket in a better headspace than I thought I'd be in. Whether it's a coincidence that they were in my pocket, whether it's a placebo effect, even just like giving myself that alternative thought pattern of, okay, I'm gonna give this a go. I think it's crazy, but here we go. I've got something in my pocket that's gonna put an invisibility cloak around me. So if nothing else, it gives me something to giggle about and distracts me from what would normally be a really stressful situation for me. So there you go. That is where I think my crystal journey might have started as a child, sort of gemstones. I think they're more glass, whereas these are obviously more naturally occurring. Let's see if you can see them there. So yeah, there's a little update on the crystals. I have had a little bit of a tough day today, so I've been to the gym, I've been out in public, I've met up with my mum's friend, which was lovely, really lovely, but I do feel a little bit drained today. So I think now it is time. I've got the fire on, I've got my candles lit. I think it is time for me to sort of switch off now. Hi guys, me from the future again. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I guess I just wanted to leave a little note to say if anybody has found any of this interesting or has shared any experiences around like practices to do with the moon or crystals, or if anybody's read the book that I've talked about in it, then I'd love to connect and I'd love to know if you've had similar experiences or other things that you found interesting. I am sat in my little room that I have been developing over the last few months, so I'm sort of surrounded by things that are making me feel happy and peaceful at the moment, and this is a little bit of a safe sanctuary for me at the moment. I've just noticed my washing in the background. This is a no washing zone, so excuse that. Actually, I'll just quickly show you some of the things that I've got, but I will talk about this in a different video. But yeah, here's some of my crystals. I won't mention this book again because take a shot every time I talk about that book. Here's my cards. I've got a salt lamp, and this is so beautiful. The sun's just hidden away, so I can't show you what it looks like when it lights up. But yeah, thank you so much. If you have enjoyed this video, please do drop me a like, leave me a comment, and if you can, subscribe to the channel, because that means that I'm doing something right and I can carry on making more videos. See you soon.